Hello everyone, I hope you are very consistent and healthy. In this video, we will begin with the chapter 27 Beam Me Up, Scooty. This is the last chapter of this book. Nothing is impossible, the word itself says I am possible. Audrey Hepburn, actress, icon, fabulist. My grandmother on my mother's side lived to be 100 years old. Nana was a waspy, as they make him pretty reserved, able to avoid confrontation with the skilled precision of an F-16 pilot. For as long as I can remember, she always looked exactly the same. She was eternally adorned in a cardigan pinned together at the top by an antique brooch, her pink lipstick and sparkly brown eyes shining through a face full of wrinkles that erupted in a series of oh dears every time she laughed. In her long lifetime, Nana witnessed the birthing of such pivotal human achievements as the phone, the car, the TV, human flight, the computer, the internet, and rock and roll. The two things that blew her mind the most, however, were putting a man on the moon and the soda dispensers at McDonald's. She'd stand there watching, gripped by disbelief, as an employee placed a cup, small, medium, or large, beneath her spout, pushed a button, and walked away, leaving the machine to fill it up the perfect, proper amount. How does it know where to stop? Nana would shake her head, mortified. How does it know? After we figured out how to clone a sheep, she pretty much threw in the towel on ever questioning anything again. One day, my family took her out for lunch to a restaurant on the top floor of some giant hotel. When we got into the elevator, someone accidentally pushed the button for the floor. We were already on the movement. The doors closed, making them open right back up again. Thinking we'd just gone up 45 flights in a split second, we watched my sweet little grandmother exit the elevator, nervously patting her ear as she wandered down the hallway, muttering to herself, "Why not? I want to sign off here by encouraging you to pursue your dreams with the same belief that anything is possible as a little old lady in knee high stockings and sensible heels who was born in 1903 and lived through the most technological, flabbergasting century to date. Whatever you desire to do with your precious life, write jokes or rock out or start a business or learn to speak Greek or quit your job or raise a bunch of kids or fall in love or lose your flap or open orphanages around the world or direct movies or save dolphins or make millions or live in a canyon in a loincloth, believe that it's possible and that it's available to you and that you deserve to have it. Why not? Give yourself the permission and the means. Yes, this includes the money to be who you are, regardless of what anybody else thinks or believes is possible. Do not deny yourself the life you want to live because you are worried you are not good enough or that you'll be judged or that it's too risky. Because who does that benefit? No one. That's who. When you live your life doing the things that turn you on, that you are good at, that bring you joy, that makes you show stuff in people's faces and scream, check this out. You walk around so lit up that you shoot sunbeams out of air eyeballs, which automatically lights up the world around you, which is precisely why you are here to shine your big ass ball of fire onto this world of ours. A world that literally depends upon light to survive. You are powerful, you are loved, You are surrounded by miracles. Believe, really believe that what you desire is here and available to you, and you can have it all. Love yourself. You are a badass. Resources. We are going to read resources as the author have mentioned it multiple times that he has mentioned some of the great books in the resources section. Below is a list of some of the books I read and teachers I studied with while honing my own badassery. And while these are some of my all-time favorites that I strongly suggest you check out, my list is constantly growing and evolving. So if you'd like more all-inclusive and up-to-date suggestions, please sign up at www.jensincero.com and I shall keep you abreast. Books. Ask and it's given. Learning to Manifest Your Desires by Esther and Jerry Hicks. This is an excellent starter book, well written and not hellishly long. It talks all about the law of attraction in depth and how to manifest what you want in your life. The freak factor is super high. Co author Esther Hicks was your average housewife until she suddenly started channeling this spirit named Abraham. The book and all her work contains the teaching of this dude Abraham, whoever the hell he is, was, but this but his information is good, and Esther is pretty entertaining in her live recordings. Although the book is more straightforward, first half is teachings, second half is to-dos. The Four Agreements: A Practical Guide to Personal Freedom by Don Maguel Ruiz. Good, short, based on the wisdom passed down from the author's Toltec ancestors. Basically, it talks about the four things you need to do to live an awesome life. Be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. It's worth a read for sure, as it lays out some very simple and profound truths that will absolutely change your life for the better if you live by them. And it looks really good on your coffee table. The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. This book constantly refers to the Bible and Jesus, but it's easy to love whether or not you are religious because it's crammed full of valuable spiritual lessons and lots of old-timey stories. The writing is real, pedestrian, and very grandmotherly. But I love the simplicity and how well the stories illustrate what she's talking about. In short, to the point and blunt, much like sitting down with an old lady who wants to give you a talking to about the way things are around here. The Power of Now, a guide to spiritual enlightenment by Eckhart Tolle. If you are new to the whole ego or big snooze thing and really want to grasp the transformative nature of being present, this is basically the Bible. It challenges you to see the world in a different way and does a great job of at helping you grasp some pretty deep theories about reality and time and perspective. This is another one where the freak factor is very high. Eckhart was suicidal, or ready to do himself in, and then woke up one morning all enlightened and transformed and was in such a state of bliss that he spent the next 2 years sitting on a park bench playing with his lip. I'm not kidding. Then he channeled this book. As a Man Thing by James Arnold. This is, shockingly, all about the mighty mind and how to use it to master your world. Considering the fact that if you can really truly get that skill down, you can create the most awesome life ever. Reading this book over and over and over until it becomes second nature is time well spent. It's another old timey one written back in ye olde day but it's still extremely quotable and relevant today. The Creative Habit: Learn It and Use It for Life by Twyla Tharp, written by no nonsense, world renowned dance choreographer Twyla Tharp. This is one of the best spankings I ever got in the old Get Your Act Together department. As the title suggests, it's all about creating good habits, which, if you do nothing else, will completely change your life for the better. Full of stories and tips and whip cracking. This is one of my favorites because she kind of scares me. Losing my virginity: How I Have Survived, Had Fun, and Made a Fortune Doing Business My Way by Richard Branson. This is an awesome read. I devoured the whole thing in one sitting. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Records and Virgin Airlines, is a maniac and one of the most inspiring people on two legs as far as I am concerned. The book details his life from when he started his little record shop to becoming one of the most famous and radical entrepreneurs who went on to buy his own island and fly hot air balloons over the ocean in the jet stream. I would like very much to party with this guy. Important biography note: I have listed Richard Branson's biography because it's one of my favorites, but pretty much any biography, autobiography about the people you personally find inspiring is totally worth reading. I could list about 70 more here, but you may not find the life and accomplishments of, say, Dolly Parton or Eleanor Roosevelt as riveting and inspiring as I do. I strongly suggest you actually take the time to read books about the people who light you up because it's one of the best ways to get inspired to change your life. Practical Intuition by Laura Day. Long hailed as a leading master of intuition, Laura Day has worked with everyone from high powered business people to hippies to celebrities to financial analysts to housewives. She is the queen of showing people how to access their intuition so they can make more informed decisions and design more authentic lives. This book gives all her secrets and tried and true tips on connecting with your inner GPS via exercises and case studies. The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success: A Practical Guide to the Fulfillment of Your Dreams by Deepak Chopra. I'm a huge fan of not having to read too much to get the information I want and of knowing how much I'm gonna have to do ahead of time to get where I want to go. Good old Deepak breaks achieving success down into seven easy to follow steps based on spiritual principles. This is one of my all time favorites for its small size and profoundly potent advice. It delivers deeply spiritual and powerful information in bite sized chunks and gives clear exercises on using it in your everyday life to achieve what you want. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Louise Hay is a modern day self help pioneer who cured herself of cancer using her highly lauded principles of self love and who now has her own empire with a publishing company and everything. This book is one of my faves, even though it's super woo woo, full of affirmations and general gooiness. But in the ever critical self love department, it doesn't get any better than this. The back of the book is all about the body and how all our injuries and diseases can be traced back to negative thought patterns. So, if you break your leg, you can look it up and see that it's because you are scared of moving forward or something. Don't quote me on that. And get an affirmation from Lucy on how to heal yourself. I have a friend who completely cured himself of something the doctors were baffled by through reading this book and doing what it says. Creating Money Keys to Abundance by Sanaya Roman and Duane Parker. The title of this book is a tad misleading because it's about so much more than money. Yet, since most people want to make more money, the good news is they'll pick it up and get way more than they bargained for by reading it and doing what it says. While it does indeed teach you how to create money, it also gives clear instructions on meditations, clearing blocks, manifesting, working with energy, gaining clarity, etc. All of which contribute to manifesting money, as well as pretty much everything else, into your life. Easy to read and follow with simple exercises and deceptively deep concepts broken down. This is an awesome starter book as well as one to always have around to provide important reminders and realignment. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace De Waters. The very first sentence of this book made me slam it shut and leave it untouched for years. It reads, whatever may be said in praise of poverty, the fact remains that it is not possible to live a really complete or successful life unless one is rich. Hello, how gross is that? It offended me to my hippie core until I understood what it was really saying, and that you kind of can't, not if you want to really fully express yourself anyway. Rich simply means that you have everything you need to share your gifts fully with the world and stay at the highest vibration. While you do it, whatever that looks like for you. This is now easily the book I recommend to people the most and the one I read over and over. But you have to let a lot go because it will absolutely go up your nose if you're still working on your issues around it being okay to make money. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is the other contender for the best wealth consciousness book ever. And another old timey one. I forgot to mention that Wallace Waters book is old timey too, but hello, look at the guy's name. Anyway, Napoleon Hill interviewed the most successful businessman at the time to gather the information for this incredible how to guide. I read this book over and over too. It's very to the point, a total ass kicker, and breaks everything down into simple, easy to follow instructions. Do what he says and really do all of it, and you'll be in large and in charge. Finding your own North Star, claiming the life you were meant to live by Martha Beck. I have seen Martha speak and have read lots of her work and really love her voice. So refreshing and brilliant and hilarious. This book is awesome, really walks you through some good steps and asks some great questions to get you the clarity you seek. She is big on looking past just what's going on in your head and connecting with your body to get clarity and guidance from there as well. She's had a super successful coaching institute for ages and is one of my favorites in the field. Getting to I Do The Secret to Doing Relationships Right by Dr. Patricia Allen. I'm pretty sure I tore the cover off this one before carrying it around. But in spite of its totally unforgettable title, there are some real eye openers in here about the nature of men and women and how differently we go about relationships. Written for women by someone who has coached thousands of happy couples into long term relationships. It's full of brilliant insights and tips on how to find and be in the relationship of your dreams. As with all this stuff, there will be probably be parts you don't agree with. She's like a strict Christian mother on the sex issue, but it's got lots of very valuable information and is definitely worth a read by both men and women. Loving What Is? 4 Questions That Can Change Your Life by Byron Katie. Read this book. I demand it. It is the holy grail of being happy in your relationships based on what Katie calls the word, which is essentially just asking yourself four simple yet profound questions. This book spends about 10 pages walking you through the steps of the work and a couple hundred on case studies. It's basically like watching Cathy perform her magic on all sorts of people, from those who've been brutally raped to people who have lost their children to those who want happier marriages. She walks them through her process and they suddenly find peace and freedom. It's so cool, and the work is piece of cake. When you read it, I recommend reading the case studies first and then doing the work on yourself instead of the other way around. Seeing her do it over and over will make it much easier for you to get better results when you try it on yourself. The Way of the Superior Man, a spiritual guide to mastering the challenges of women, work, and sexual desire by David Dida. This book is made for a man, but the ladies must read it too if they really want to understand how men work. I thought it was brilliant and fascinating and explained so much about the opposite sex that made me respect men even more. And the guys I have suggested it to said it was massively empowering. It speaks to and explains the highest version of masculinity, reminding us ladies why we love the phallus so much and reminding men how truly awesome they are can be. Seminars, Pax Allison Armstrong. I took one of their brilliant seminars for women called Understanding Men, Celebrating Women, all about the difference between the sexes that had me on the floor. How did I make it this far and not know any of this? I thought it was so well done and not even that cheesy. I went to just that one seminar, but I highly enjoyed their recordings as well and have heard great things about their other workshops. The Hoffman Institute. Okay, so this is the full on are you fucking kidding me one? This involves beating pillows with baseball bats while shrieking at the top of your lungs, marrying yourself, singing lullabies to your inner child, basically everything that would have most people running for their lives. It was so over the top that you couldn't help but give in to it because what the hell else could you do? Luckily, it's run by incredibly sweet and skilled people who also have excellent senses of humor about what they are asking you to do. And you spend a solid week of non-stop seminar and digging deep into your past and your limiting beliefs and letting them go. It's like a limiting belief high colonnade. I loved it as much as I hated it and highly recommend it. Brilliant and transformative, and the food was awesome. Other good speakers to keep an eye out for Martha Beck, Esther Hicks, Myrane Williamson, Byron Katie, Warner Dyer, David Niagal, Deepak Chopra, Gabrielle Bernstein. Acknowledgements, the last part of the book. Thanks to everyone at the Funny Farm, especially Horseface, Maggie, and Goatly Thing 1 and Goatly Thing 2 for keeping me company, staring at me while I wrote, cracking me up, and showing me that I'm capable of unconditional love by chewing through the door and pooping all over the couch. I owe many thanks to my agent Peter Steinberg for all his hard work, support, and camaraderie. Gigantic, tearful, are you kidding me? Go to Gaina Devi for saving the day with her insight, humor, and ruthlessly loving red pen. And to Alice Fiore and Bill Campbell for their friendship, endless generosity, support, and high thread count sheets. Thanks to Jennifer Cassius, Monica Parcel, and everyone at Running Press. Andres Pedersen, Crystalline Hoffman, Julie Fahanity, my sweet mama, Michael Flowers, Catherine Dever, and the universe for all the endless awesomeness. With this, we have completed the entire book. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And this was really an impressive and very, you know, good book. I really loved it. I hope you enjoyed it. So, guys, stay tuned and like and share, subscribe for my channel for such amazing content. Thank you everyone.